Ladies and gentlemen, now coming to the ring for a few words from Salem, Massachusetts, Derek Simonetti!
All right, Derek Simonetti is in the WAW dojo tonight. And he is not dressed to compete. But as he's showing you, it is a hot one, ladies and gentlemen. We are mid-August, 1 week away from apocalypse. And it certainly feels like the apocalypse, temperature-wise.
How's everybody doing tonight? Who was here last week?
I was. Were you here, Buck? Of course I was. Not mentally, but I was here.
I'm going to apologize now because I'm going to do something tonight that I don't usually do. I'm going to read a prepared statement.
What the hell is that? A prepared statement?
I'm going to apologize just because after what happened last week, I am suffering from a mild grade concussion. And as much as I've tried over the last 7 days to try and put my thoughts together, I feel this is going to be the easiest way.
See what he has to say.
This is an article that I wrote for a professional wrestling magazine that goes around on the internet, and it's about the wrestling promotion that I run in Salisbury, Massachusetts called The Proving Ground.
I know them.
I was asked to write an article about how The Proving Ground came to be, and this is why I feel this is important. The Proving Ground was created at a time when I really thought that I was done with wrestling. In 2011, when my first wrestling project, Project Zero Wrestling, wrapped up filming on its final season, I really thought I was done with the wrestling business. 2 years later, I was approached by Atlee Green and Ryan Anders to help them create Elk Mania Promotions in Beverly, Massachusetts. And the first one was a success, just like the second one was, and just like every one of them has been for the last 5 years. In 2015, I agreed to wrestle for a promotion called Nova Promotions for their inaugural Zarba Cup tournament. Michael Zarba was a friend of mine who died in a hit-and-run accident a few years prior. And that's the only reason I would have done that show. They gave me no other reason to step through their curtain except for that. But fate intervened that night. I was supposed to participate in 3 matches that night, but after the first one I realized that I was at least 40 pounds overweight and didn't have the cardiovascular capacity to do 2 more matches without embarrassing myself. And that's when I met Derek Conway. I'm sure that up to that point in his career that nobody had come up to him and asked this question. Hey, would you mind if I put you over tonight? I want to go home. I then listened to him pitch an incredible match to me, and when he finished, I politely told him that I'd forgotten everything he said and asked if he'd just like to go do comedy for 5 minutes. I'm sorry if this is a little behind the curtain, but I really want you to understand where I'm coming from. When the match was over, he gave me his contact information, and I thought that might be it. A few months later, I booked the building. We filmed PCW in for a warm-up to prepare for Elk Mania. And I invited Derek Conway along with my regulars, guys like Tommy Corbin, who's actually here tonight. Richie Sick, my brother, Joey Warner, just to name a few. Conway then asked if he could bring somebody like Delilah Hayden, somebody like Kevin Giles. From there, I got guys like Stephen Lust, Dick Lane, and Sean Leader, and Tom Billington, and before I knew it, I had this amazing, talented roster of people that would work for me. And if it wasn't for Derek Conway, none of that would have happened. If it wasn't for Derek Conway, I would have never made my debut here a year ago at Apocalypse. That's right, we're coming up on a year now. He's the one who opened the door for me, and I walked through, and now, because of him, I know you. And I know you guys. And I know everybody in that locker room. And
So it's
my
his
life
fault.
is better today because I met all you people and I didn't let what everybody thought about this place cloud my judgment, cloud my ability to walk through that door and get a look for myself, and I haven't turned back yet. And then Derek Conway did what he did last week, and he kneed me in the face and cost me my first singles loss here in WAW in almost a year. And as much as I'd like to be bummed about losing the match, Tommy, I know you know, we all lose sometimes. It happens. But the fact of the matter is he never called me. He never said it was about business. Doesn't answer my phone calls, doesn't answer my texts. And as much as I don't want what happened last week to happen again, there's one thing I know about Derek Conway now that it's happened, because I've heard this before. I've heard people try to warn me about him, and I didn't get to experience it until last week. When Derek Conway is done with you, that's it. When he doesn't have a use for you anymore, he'll walk away from you. And that's what I'm dealing with now. But I'm too old for this bullshit. He's the reason I came through the door. And after a good long week of thinking, he's going to be the reason I walk back out of it, because I do not want to have to deal with that man anymore. And it's not because I'm mad at him or I hate his guts. It's because he's so goddamn talented. He could wrestle anywhere, any night, any place. But instead...
We're still talking about Conway, right? Goddamn, forever you talking about Conway.
Instead... You know what?
Shared available
Screw
with
it.
the...
Before I walk out that door tonight, I'm not going to leave until he comes out here and lets me say this to his face. So I don't know what you've got to do, because I know he still likes you.
Of course he does. Everybody likes me.
Tell your boy to get out here and let's handle this like men.
I don't think I need to kill it. I think he's going to be out here any second now, Shats. Well, that's his music, so let's see if he's going to make it. Guess not.
Is that it? Is that the best you can do?
That's the song. Alright, here we go. This is the test run. This is the dry run. Here we go. Derek Conway, Derek Simonetti, face to face, here tonight. Aftermath. Here they go. Alright. He's not coming through that curtain. There's a lot of steps on there, Shots. It takes a minute. Hold on. Jesus Christ, I could have made the stairs faster than that.
Where is that dude?
That baby's not a man.
Maybe he's in the toilet.
He's a pussy.
So that's how we're going to do this.
He's a Muppet.
Scared.
Alright,
He's in the toilet.
fine. Maybe I don't need to tell him this, but there's something I need to tell you.
That one person on it?
Support this place. Always stand by your home brand. And always be the best fans you can be. Because if you treat everybody in that locker room the way you've treated me for the last year, you'll never see another bad show again as long as you live.
Shit's deep.
And if this is goodbye, I just want you all to know that no matter what I do away from this place, in this place, and every place in between, I'll never forget how warm you guys, the reception was from you guys and gals, when I was told, when I first walked through that curtain, I was told, they're probably going to boo you. For the last year, you haven't stopped cheering for me. You haven't stopped giving me your love. And I hope that somebody in that locker room is listening, and maybe they'll do the right thing someday, but apparently that day's not going to be today. So from the bottom of my heart, I love you. Enjoy the rest of the show. Long live WAW, and thank you.
There you have it, Shats. We will never see that man again. Walking out.
Thank you.
Thank you. His head down, dejected, defeated.
Derek Simonetti, ladies and gentlemen.
There he goes. Ah! God damn! Thomas Andrews just got the drop on him. This is what happens when you run your mouth. Way to go, Thomas Andrews. Piece of shit. Derek Simonetti said he had a concussion before and he couldn't compete. Oh no. The guy has a concussion and he's gonna do this? Now fish hooking him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's gonna cut his head over with his elbow, Seth. How dare he besmirch the good name of Derek Conway? Wait a minute. Richie Sick is here. Wait. What's going on here? I don't know who just challenged who, but I think something's gonna happen here. Apparently, we are going to have a match right here, ladies and gentlemen. Richie's sick. Are you out of your mind, kid? Is Thomas Andrews out of his mind? Richie Stick knows exactly what the hell he's doing. What the hell? What the hell? Take your eyes off Thomas Andrews. He is always ready to go. Always. If he was a real man, he'd wait till Richie Sick was actually ready so they can square up.
You kidding me?
Holy shitballs.
Like a rag doll. It does look like a sack of potatoes. Simonetti watching helplessly as Richie Sick gets manhandled. Tight headlock by Thomas Andrews. Squeezing the life out of this kid.
Well, these guys wrestle in the ring here. Derek Simonetti trying to get himself back together after that malicious attack by Thomas Andrews. What the hell?
Technique and leverage. Thomas Andrews.
Derek Simonetti has made his way over to the table, trying to get himself
Your red kid
back
turned
together
blue.
here. The guy's already had a concussion. He's got it now. He's got something wrong with his leg or his knee. He's having a hard time walking.
Yeah, we'll join the club, guy. Thomas Andrews. Oh my God!
Surprise back elbow. Or at least Thomas Andrews looked pretty damn surprised.
Like a beautiful gazelle person. Thomas Andrews keeping pace with this guy.
Richie Sick going for a clothesline, misses here.
Gets nothing.
Oh, off the ropes now. Clothesline.
Thomas Andrews makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Thomas Andrews tried to go for a cover, but Richie Sick up to his feet, and now Richie Sick is in a headlock.
Clamped on their shots. That is in deep. Richie Sick is going to go to sleep right now.
There's Simonetti starting to cheer for the Richie Sick. Trying to get this crowd into it.
Yeah, well, you're waiting for it to be over. Richie Sick is slowly fading. Is it? One more Zoe shots. Richie Sick's holding on.
Richie Sick is still in the game. I said Richie Stick.
Richie makes me sick. Back elbow. Trying to get things going against Andrews, but he keeps coming at him like a Terminator robot.
Guy is on fire right now.
I wish somebody would light him on fire.
Stop it right now. Thomas Andrews.
I didn't understand the word of that, but
What the hell?
he said, screw this kid, he's out of here.
He's backing away clearly.
Hold
There's
on.
Simonetti though.
Simonetti.
Simonetti is behind him. He didn't see him. Just go for a punch. Guess what?
Oh my God.
Tossing him right back into ring. Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
And it's over, right? Is it? It's over.
Son of a bitch. Richie.
Winner of the match, Mr. Master, Richie Sick!
What a night of instant karma.
Instant karma. Are you kidding me? Another 2-on-1. Tom is not a bitch.
Now you listen to me, you cowardly piece of shit.
There's no way to target those edges.
This was not about you. But since you pushed me, and since Mr. Conway got me eliminated from the Apocalypse tournament, then my dance card's empty at Apocalypse next week. So why don't you go back to your boyfriend, Mr. Derek Conway,
What do you mean, best friend?
and tell
Best friend,
him
Derek Conway.
to get his working boots on, because next week you and Mr. Conway get to face me and my brother.
They're calling out Sypa? They got a death wish?
And if I can't leave WAW as the new heavyweight champion, then I'm gonna take each one of your skulls with me out on the way.
He's like Predator right now. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Next week at Apocalypse.
It's gonna be a different story with Buzz and Sypa here.
Assuming
They're not
that's
taking them on 2-on-1 like a bunch of cowards.
Assuming that Sypa actually accepts the challenge, we will see an awesome tag match next week.
Oh, they'll be there. They'll be there. You're gonna get what you want. You're gonna get what you want. You're gonna regret it.
What a hell of a night we've had so far, but we've still got more action on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us.
Someone help Thomas Andrews, please.